Hey guys, it's Dubs. Welcome to the channel. And something real quick I want to say about this video is I wasn't really planning on releasing this video at all. So it was just sitting here on my computer, not being used. So I just decided to just release the video. I hope you guys enjoy it. So that's enough of my ugly ass face. So enjoy the video. When I say the name Ndamukong Suh, what usually comes to mind? Do you think about his time with the Detroit Lions, where he was a former Defensive Rookie of the Year, a 4-time Pro Bowler, and a 4-time All-Pro? Or do you think about how at one point he was the highest paid defensive player in NFL history? Or do you remember when Ndamukong Suh was labeled one of the dirtiest players in the NFL due to many on-the-field incidents? Like the time Ndamukong Suh stepped on Packers offensive lineman Evan Dietrich Smith, or that time he stepped on Aaron Rodgers' calf, and also kicking Matt Schaub in the groin. But before the NFL, he was a force at Nebraska, and one game in particular showcased how dominant he was. But before we start the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to never miss out on one of my videos. But before we talk about Ndamukong Suh's time at Nebraska, we should probably talk about the state of the program before Suh joined them. In recent years, we see Nebraska as more as a joke, but don't forget, Nebraska at one point was one of the premier programs in college football. Between the Bob Devaney and Tom Osborne era, it was nothing but successful. During the Bob Devaney era, Nebraska won 8 conference titles and 2 national championships. And during the Tom Osborne era, Nebraska won 13 conference titles and 3 national championships. So yeah, pretty successful. After Tom Osborne retired in 1997, he was succeeded by Frank Solich. The Frank Solich era was a good one, as Frank Solich led them to a conference title and a national championship appearance. Despite this success, Frank Solich was fired after going 9-3, and the reason for his firing is pretty dumb. Nebraska's athletic director Steve Peterson said for firing Frank Solich was, quote, "I refuse to let the program gravitate into mediocrity." What? So how do you fix this? And if you said hire Bill Callahan, you're right. During the Bill Callahan era, they at least had 2 winning seasons, but besides that, it's better to forget about that era of Nebraska football. So after that whole debacle, Steve Peterson was fired and Tom Osborne came back and served as interim athletic director and hired Bo Pelini. Okay, since we got that sorted, let's get back on topic. Coming out of high school, Ndamukong Suh was a 4-star recruit and was ranked the 6th best defensive tackle in the country. He had offers from Cal, Mississippi State, Oregon State, and Miami, but in the end, Ndamukong Suh committed to Nebraska. In Suh's freshman year, he only played in the first 2 games before missing the remainder of the season with a knee injury. In 2006, Suh played all 14 games as a backup defensive lineman and earned freshman All-Big 12 honors despite coming off the bench. In his junior year, he improved with a team-high 76 tackles, 7.5 sacks, 19 tackles for loss, and 2 interceptions, and even a touchdown reception. But in 2009, that's when Ndamukong Suh really arrived.
Next Sports Center coming up after the game, guys.
There's an interception on first down. Big Ndamukong Suh caught up the ball. Gabbard fired over.
In Ndamukong Suh's senior season, he was nothing short of amazing. He had 85 tackles, 12 sacks, 28 quarterback hurries, 20.5 tackles for loss, 10 pass breakups, 3 block kicks, and 1 interception. For a defensive tackle, those are some pretty crazy stats, but probably his most dominant performance was in the Big 12 championship game against Texas. On December 5th, 2009, the number 3 ranked Texas Longhorns played the 21st ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers. If the Longhorns could win this game, they will go on and play the Crimson Tide in the BCS championship game, and the Cornhuskers had a chance to spoil the Longhorns' BCS title hopes. The game was a defensive slugfest for both Texas and Nebraska. The 2009 Big 12 title game is only known for 2 things: Ndamukong Suh's amazing performance and that ref clock stoppage. We will get to that. On the Longhorns' second play of the drive, a Colt McCoy pass is deflected and intercepted by a Cornhuskers defender, setting up the Cornhuskers with pretty good field position. The Nebraska offense was able to get 3 points, Nebraska 3, Texas 0. Texas punted on their next drive and gave the ball back to Nebraska. And then Nebraska immediately gave the ball back to Texas after quarterback Zach Lee threw an interception. Hopefully Texas can capitalize on this. 3 plays later, Colt McCoy threw his second interception of the game. Nebraska kicks another field goal to make it 6-0. Both teams do nothing for the rest of the first quarter. Second quarter, on the second play of the second quarter drive for Nebraska, Zach Lee throws an interception. After the interception, both teams didn't do much offense as both teams took turns punting the ball. Until towards the end of the second quarter, as the 2-minute warning approached, Colt McCoy rushed into the end zone to give the Longhorns the lead. This was the only touchdown scored for the rest of the game. Nebraska goes 3-and-out in their final drive of the third quarter, and so does Texas thanks to an Ndamukong Suh sack on 2nd and 23. which forces Texas to punt. On Nebraska's next drive, Zach Lee threw 2 straight incompletions and then threw his 3rd interception of the game. Nothing of note happens until the end of the 3rd quarter thanks to a Justin Tucker field goal, which helps add to Texas' lead. Justin Tucker. Hope this guy can be something in the future. Anyway, on to the 4th quarter. Nebraska is able to cut the Texas lead down to 1 thanks to a 28-yard field goal. Texas was able to put together a 14-play drive, but unfortunately it ended with a Colt McCoy interception. Nebraska was able to capitalize on this with a field goal that gave them the lead with 1 minute and 44 seconds left. Surely Nebraska can handle this. On Texas' final drive on 3rd and 13, Colt McCoy rolls out to the right and throws the ball out of bounds thanks to a pressure by Ndamukong Suh. As the clock strikes 0, the Cornhuskers are the Big 12 champions.
Hold it!
After further review, there's 1 second left on the game clock. 4th down.
It looks like the refs are putting 1 second left on the clock.
For everything. Got it! Texas goes to Pasadena.
In heartbreaking fashion, the Cornhuskers lose the Big 12 championship game thanks to the refs putting 1 second left on the clock, and Bo Pelini is still pretty pissed about that.
Complete before or after time expired.
Well, let me tell you, until somebody will show me a split screen, well, it's here's the ball hitting and here's the time running out. The time ran out. There was nothing. There was no evidence to say that ball hit because they're not supposed to turn it. The clock isn't supposed to stop until the ball actually hits something.
Right. Yeah. He said that it hit something on the sidelines.
They fucking lied.
That was like sticking up, right?
That was a screw job.
It was.
In the Big 12 championship game, Ndamukong Suh was nothing short but dominant. He had 12 tackles, 7 of those were for losses, and 4.5 sacks, making Colt McCoy's life a living nightmare. There was only 1 touchdown scored, and that was via a Colt McCoy 2-yard touchdown run. Regarding the rest of the game, there wasn't really any offense. Nebraska quarterback Zach Lee threw 3 interceptions and had a QB rating of 17.2 and was replaced by backup Cody Green. Colt McCoy also had 3 picks but finished with a rating of 81.8. Despite the heartbreaking loss, Nebraska would go on and shut out the Arizona Wildcats in the Holiday Bowl, 33-0, while Texas would go on to face Alabama in a national championship game. The less said about that game, the better. If Nebraska would have won that game, I honestly think Ndamukong Suh would have won the Heisman Trophy. But thanks to the non-existent offense and the refs putting a second back on the clock, we will never know. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment below about the video, or if you have any video suggestions, consider leaving a like and watching any other videos. But that's all from me. I'm OneDubs, and thanks for stopping by.